Well, hello everyone. Here to show you just like a story about Jaycee Dugard, and then as you got right here, as you got it's like the book about it's like the stolen life right here. But basically, it talks about it's like one part of of the book right here that I don't know what chapter it would be on, but I would probably say that it would probably be in the you say is that surviving, or is like what the the part that talks about being rescued so far is from her captivity. But what you got right here is the officers of that I went ahead and drew and colored of it's like the UC Berkeley. It's like Lisa Campbell and then Allie Jacobson. It's like these two police officers right here is talking about so far as their purpose of their job well done. And basically what I went ahead and drawn right here is that these two police officers that more likely that while they were on the job that they solved the case of you say is the rescuing of say is surviving of survivor Jaycee Dugard. It's like Jaycee Lee Dugard. And of course is that what I went ahead and drawn right here the details about the badges that they wore, and then along with the uniform right here. But it's like talk about is like so far as the job about being is the police officer, and so far as wearing the badge, and what I went ahead and drew right, of course, I wrote down right here so far as words, so far as to describe about so far as purpose, but the job about lifesaver is like one that saves a life, and then along with the gladiator, professional, confident, and then along with the hero, the great courage and strength, and then the home safety, and then the security, freedom from risk or danger. But then of course it's like the definition for home security is that you can see go ahead and use keep out of danger. But most of us would probably say that the job about being a police officer is just say is that it may not be everybody's job, but then on the other hand that what you say is that if you handle the job correctly, then more likely that they can look at you as like what you call as a person that it's gonna that's going to save a life. What you say is somebody you say is somebody who has what you say is the power to what you call it is to open the gates, or is like is that more like something related to stop a tsunami or whatever you call it, is like a hurricane where to come in. I don't know, but something something to be proud of. And I'm sure that with most of us here will probably say that with the UC Berkeley, is like with the police department, that these two officers right here, which of course whenever I drew them, of course I drew them from a printed photo, and of course is that they may not all be perfect either, but of course one thing that that could be perfect is maybe is the detailed description that I'm talking about. Is that so far as of course if I need a pair of reading glasses, and then all that is with the magnifying glass, to be able to maybe research the the name, as like so far as the name of we say whoever whoever is like part of the police department, and then along with the the officer's name, and then that maybe it's like with the badge, and it's like but basically the whole purpose about the job we say is and not just as you say is about necessarily about paycheck. A lot of people would probably say that the whole purpose about being a police officer is about, of course, it could be about saving the lives of other people, and then of course it could be about if you had to do an arrest mode or anything, you had to arrest somebody, then more likely they could probably say that the whole purpose about the job basically is about the is like it so far as handling it right is that whenever you are a police officer that I guess a lot of us, most of us can also understand about that being a police officer is not just about it's like being there, and then of course about being at your desk, or about of course a lot of people would probably say that that you get to use guns or whatever you call it, you get to handle weapons, taser guns or whatever you call it. But I really think that new type stuff, computers, these different puncture proof tires or whatever you call it. But more likely that the whole purpose about being a police officer, I'm sure, is that with good it's like a good relationship with your department, and then with your partners, and then the fact about the whole purpose about the job is making sure that everybody's safe, whenever they're at home, and then whenever they're in businesses, and then of course having with the two officers to make the great team. But so far as the story about of course Jaycee Dugard is you had just like that talk about the whole purpose to how she got rescued. Is like with the pine cone charm, is that you find you find the pine cone like on the ground, you say, and then the next thing you know it is that then the pine cone finds something else that you can use. So far as you say is the job. The job is much more than just a paycheck. It's about helping others, and then great the great teamwork, and then along with the great capacity of great security. And a lot of us will probably say that with security that more likely you're going to have that about almost anywhere. But it's like if you of course if you handle it pretty well, then more likely things will go pretty well. But then on the other hand, you're talking about the fact about being a police officer is that of course a lot of people would probably say that of course you putting kind of yourself in danger also, due to the fact because that with most police officers that that when they had to deal with with a criminal act, or if it could be a robbery or whatever you call it, that there's probably a lot of people who probably chose not to be a police officer, and those who have chose to be a police officer, they can maybe understand about how difficult the job is, and more likely that you could probably say that being a police officer is not that easy. That you could probably say that you like to protect people, but then you don't want to take the risk of getting shot or getting wounded or whatever you call it. But then on the other hand, that you could probably say that the job is basically about being a lifesaver, and I've been called a lifesaver a few times, and of course that I don't think there's any other better nickname other than lifesaver, other than the fact about it wasn't due to the fact about catching a prisoner or anything like that. It was due to a favor by bringing somebody something, or it could be something to doing a favor for somebody. But they can call him the favor saver. But then of course the lifesaver, of course could also be related to the fact about good trust and team with the police department and security. But so far with the story about Jaycee Dugard, and all right here is you got the bookmark, and along with it says the words for hero and then the home security, and then of course is like you add just a little bit of detail for the background right here for Lisa Campbell, and then for Allie Jacobs, and of course right here is for the badge. The badge represents is like so far as is the known for who you are, is that you are what you call it is like the person that brings great security, and then along with of course with good trust, and so with the job well-being. But anyway, so far with the story about Jaycee Dugard, along with the UC Berkeley police, and then along with Allison Jacobs, and along with the Lisa Campbell, and then along with the two university, you say that the Berkeley Police Department officers.